reading it like it's a letter and it's just words put on paper, and trying to get behind the thought of the man. He's using ideas and concepts that are going to convey in a way that the people of the day could understand. So he says fellow citizens, which is translated Greek soon the prepositional prefix with, and poritai, we get the root word for polis, like metropolis, city, alright? So it is citizen, it's with polity. We get our English words like police and policy from that word. And this is where I asked you to kind of pull three different thoughts that I just presented and step into the world of the Apostle Paul at the time. How many of you remember in the book of Acts when he addressed, in Acts 16:37, don't turn there, you can just jot it down, look at it later. In Acts 16:37, he has experienced the disdain. He's being very vociferous about the treatment he's about to receive. And then in Acts 22:25, he says, he comes out and says, before the whip hits him, he says, is this lawful to whip a Roman citizen? Very clever, because he knew what the law was. Now, indulge me for a minute to explain this. Citizenship, earthly citizenship, the time of Paul, gave you the right to marry legally, gave you the right to have children that would then be deemed legitimate, gave you the right to conduct business legally. It protected you from being tortured or suffering corporal punishment, so that you would have to be tried before anybody laid a hand on you. If you recall, Paul pulls that wild card out of the equation and says, I'm Roman citizen. When he's with these people, he's this. When he's with these people, when it suits him, that's what he pulls out of the deck. This is it. I'm a citizen. So, what he's doing here is he's laying some imagery down that unless we examine where he's coming from, it's just more words on paper. You see, citizenship also, there were many benefits to citizenship in Paul's day. One of them, specifically, would be you weren't exposed, the local laws did not have an attachment. If you're outside of the Roman governing body and you found yourself in a foreign place, the local laws didn't apply to you. So this will become important because we've gone through a few doors. Unless anybody thinks, well, is he just going to pull this card out when he is in trouble? No, he talks to the Philippians. In Philippians 1:27, he says, let your, King James' conversation, let your citizenship be becoming as Christ. In other words, he's going to pull that card that the politicians do when the politicians say, the apple pie and motherland. Let your citizenship be becoming of Christ. He's going to fixate their eyes on a higher plane, and he does the same thing in Philippians 3:20. Let your conversation, your citizenship is in heaven, is what he's saying. He does it repeatedly, and it's a concept that if you stop to think about it, is so brilliant. I'll show you what the metaphor does. The metaphor starts with, we were passing through. We didn't have any plane. We were just